everybody on the 2025 Grand Final. You're in it to win it. Go and win it.
So this is the Golden Reel Final 2025, just in case you don't know. Most of the people that will be watching this will know that. So this is Andy Power in shot, who is no stranger to these big finals and that. Now it's evident that most of the anglers were going to pole attack it with pellets. But what I found a little bit surprising, a lot of anglers were fishing basically worms over the top of their pellets. So they're feeding like 6 mils. A few anglers fish like 8s or 6s on the hook. So a lot of them were fishing worms. They weren't feeding any worms as far as I'm aware, literally just feeding pellets on the deck. So like 14 meters, a lot of them. Also, like a lot of anglers are going to start by slapping. So it was basically feeding very little or nothing in some cases, and you literally just slap a pellet. Now obviously this crosswind was going to make it difficult for any angler to present it properly. It doesn't matter how strong you are or how good your pole is, it will make no difference. That's always going to be difficult. Also, we've had loads of rain again, so I'm not making any excuses for the venue, but this was obviously going to make the venue fish harder, like any venue. So last year we had loads of rain as well, which was a bit frustrating. So if we have the final again here on especially 2026 and the conditions are favourable, I hate to think what's going to fish like. I think this has been a fantastic final for me as a spectator, and me as an amateur angler just watching it. I've really enjoyed it. It's a bit of an eye-opener. So you can see a few fish getting caught early, and just typical sort of carp fishing. A few fish did get early, and then they sort of backed off, and it was quite tough. And odd few carp were caught. But the thing is, the carp are anything from sort of like £8 to £20. So you just don't know what you're gonna. And obviously, there's a lot of skimmers and stuff in the lake as well. Just see how the carp top them, just probably about 30 meters away from Andy Power. Now you've got to appreciate, I don't work for Sky Sports, alright? So I've just walked round. Now I have had a problem with my files. I apologise to Matty Dawes already, but for some reason, and I've never had this before, I've got a corruption file of Matty Dawes. I didn't get a great deal of footage, I have sent him some, but for some reason if I try and load it up on this clip, video, whatever you want to call it, it just comes up with error. So unfortunately I haven't got much of Matty Dawes, so I do apologise. I wish I did, but for whatever reason, like I say, I've got a flaw in my card. So this is me uploading another video. I did do one originally, and if people have watched it, they'll realise it's 21 seconds out of sync, because I had to delete files, and I got so frustrated with that. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to upload it, and when I get more time, then I'll put this video on. You've got to appreciate I've got a full-time job, and therefore I can't just spend all day doing this, because it's not my profession. Anyway, so Mikey Williams in shot, which mainly opted for a rod job, to be fair. Obviously he's been open-minded and kitted up a pole in that, but watching Mikey, fair play to him, he did fish mainly rods. So Jamie was a favourable angler anyway, obviously insanely good at fishing, like many of the anglers here. But he just drew the bottom of the slope of the Shally Bank, which is maybe on the edge of him, sort of a favourable sort of area. Brad Lucas did draw this last year. So it seemed more fish in my eyes as a spectator, potentially more to the left. I'm not sure why, maybe in that bay with the wind and the cold rain and stuff, maybe the water temperature is slightly warmer there, so therefore that's what's made the fish want to be there. You know, I think fish want to be where they want to be, if that makes sense. And obviously with the wind blowing so much to the right, I honestly thought the early pegs, like where Adam Richards was, I thought game on. And then Colin Scott opposite, I thought again that he would have a potentially a good chance. But I think because it's more chilly, it's not a warm wind, and therefore we've had a lot of cold rain. Obviously that hasn't been advantageous. If it would have been, you know, August where it's been really, really hot, I think them boys would have absolutely emptied it. Don't forget, we're talking the elite anglers here. So obviously Colin Scott's a very good angler, same as Alan Richards.
Your mum does that as well, don't she? She likes her
So
hair
once the fish sort of backed off the pole, it was evident that people then would, like, a few people would fish the rods, so sort of chuck one out and catch. Not everyone done that, and not everyone did actually catch on the rods.
That's right.
So anglers basically fish like a method feeder. What I saw, no one really caught on the lead. You'd like to think that lead bombing pellets might be good, especially as everyone's catching on pellets on the pole. So like double pouching, so like putting 20 pellets in, 20 pellets in. So you thought maybe the bombing pellet would work, but it seemed better that people just chucked a method out, sort of like set the trap. So Mikey Williams caught a few fish on that, and the same as Andy Power. So Jamie did chuck a waggler out sort of mid-match, and as far as I'm aware, because obviously it's difficult to walk around all the pegs and try and keep an eye on everything. I mean, if the weather was more favourable and I had permission, then obviously I could just dump cameras behind anglers, but anglers might not want that, you know what I mean? Some people might not want a camera sat behind them all match. And obviously I'll be concerned that if I left it the other side of the rope, which the angler might not like anyway, then also I don't want someone to walk off with it. So it's a bit more difficult to be in the right place at the right time. So I sort of concentrated more sort of on Jamie and Andy Power, that sort of area of the lake, to be honest.
JDU's on bank 7 into a fish, JDU.
So from an outsider, it was evident that it's going to be a 2-horse race between Jimmy Brooks and Matty Dawes, which obviously are next to each other. This end of the lake, it was fishing a bit tough, so we got Mark Griffiths in shot, who was another very, very good angler, like all of them there, to be fair. This end of the lake was definitely a lot tougher. I'm not sure why, but it just was. Then we got Mikey Williams, who, fair play, done really well. He won a section, so I think he was third on his bank. Jordan Holloway won the other section. Andy Parrott, £85, was second in his section, but Mikey won his, fair play. And he mainly fished the rods. I'm pretty sure he hooked this down the edge, I believe. I could be wrong. I didn't stay behind Ryan for that long, but I actually thought he beat Jamie, to be fair.
53.4.
Done it. 150, 145 that'll be, I think.
He went over by £2, didn't he? So.
Well done, Matty. Matty Dawes, £147.5.
Get it.
Well, you shot Paul Pellet with your pole line. He must come in your car and just see the line in.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for your support in this 2025 Grand Final. It's been wicked weather, I appreciate that. But it has been a very, very close final, to say the least. I want to say a few thank yous before we go any further. I want to thank Julian, Sheila and the family for doing what they've done today. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, bless them. Sheila just on the way in now. That looks like she knows that, Sheila. I want to thank all of the guys that's done the bank running for us on the walkie-talkies. Give them a round of applause because they've kept us fed with information. And I want to thank the blockers as well. Now, when I hand the checks out, I'll hand them out to you, but you need to bring them back to me so I can make out who the correct title's been paid to. So, I'm going to start with the sections first. Sections were excellent, actually, looking at them, generally speaking. I'm starting with the first section. The first section, just for the record, goes 1 to 6. And the winner of that section was Ryan Laycock with 127.7. Bring it back to me so I can make out the title.
It's close to me,
Ryan Laycock, everybody. Second section went from peg 7 to peg 13, and that was won with 85.12, Craig Edmonds. Come back to me again, Craig. Third section was 14 to 20, and the section was won by Jordan Holloway with 93.13. Well done, Jordan. Just got to make it out to you, mate, so don't can't do any party. And the last section was 21 to 26, and the section was won by Mikey Williams with 66.2. Come on, Mikey. Just got to make it out, so don't come on. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you very much. Right. this is your top three. In third place today, collecting £2,000 is Jamie Hughes with 3212. Come on, Jamie. Jamie Hughes, everybody, give him a round of applause. That's the most important thing. In second place, wow, I mean, the weight was 145.8 as against 147.5. And I think, Jimmy, you've lost a few fish, I think. So, in second place, collecting £3,000 is Jimmy Brooks. Right, Jimmy Brooks, everybody, fished a brilliant match. And the winner, qualifying for this via the semi-finals, so it just goes to show how important them semi-finals are. If you're in it, you can win it. And this guy has done a tremendous job today. He's weighed £147 and 5 ounces from peg 10. Matty Dawes!
Now, due to copyright law, I've had to turn this on to mute because obviously they had celebrational music for Matty Dawes, so congratulations to him to win. This is the only footage I got of him. So again, I do apologise. So I hope you did enjoy the video. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, I could have done better, but again, I'm just an amateur, and so, you know, it's here free. I haven't charged anything to anybody, so hope you've enjoyed it. If you need any clips or any snippets, if you're one of the anglers, give us a bell and I'll send it to you. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care. I'll catch you soon.